guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. This is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. If you notice, I've got a little cardboard up here. I'm filming in the afternoon. I don't have my curtains yet because I'm still building the bus, and you don't want to put up curtains while you're still trying to cut wood and put other things in place. So I have to block the sun, otherwise it beams in here and all you'd see is washed out. So forgive the cardboard, but I wanted to get another video out for you guys this afternoon. If you watched a couple videos ago, I talked about a Honda dealership had a woman mechanic who was a very accomplished, very successful mechanic who decided to make an OnlyFans account. It was discovered, and because of it, she lost her job for it. And I've said in many, many videos of people, whether you write something that is bad on the internet, whether you post risque photos, if the internet is forever, and you have to be careful with what you put out there. It's one of the reasons why I don't even have social media, because companies do want many times to be able to access and see what you've posted on social media to see if you're a good actor, because a lot of times what people do in their private lives is not how they represent themselves at work, and companies are wanting to know what kind of people they're hiring and what kind of people they're involved with. Well, here I came across a story on Reddit, and it was about a young woman who posted a photo online thinking, oh, I'll do this for fun. It's just kind of interesting. Not only has it affected her immediate life, but it affected her life a little bit further down the road. Now, the other story I did was about a job prospect. She relates on how it is affecting her dating prospects. So it says here, this was on, again, Reddit. She says, I, 22 female, posted what I thought was going to be an anonymous photo on Gone Wild. People figured it out, and my life has been in the tank ever since. She says, I actually posted the photo a year ago while I was a senior at university. I did it as a dare from my roommate. My face was obscured by my phone, and there were no identifiable objects on the walls. However, my roommate's laptop was open on the desk behind me, and she had up a letterhead she was working on with her name and phone number on it. I couldn't see it when I posted, and nobody should have. Well, what I didn't consider was that people could blow up the image and see that. Yes, that is what people do. They like to play I Spy, and if they're curious as to who you are, whether you've said something that's amazing and they want to hunt you down, or that you've said something that they really dislike and they want to try to dox you, they will hunt you down, and they can do this. Sounds like she was smart enough to cover her face, but she didn't cover all her paper trails. Says nothing. I'm not recording this, am I? Jeez. All right, let me start recording this. Sorry, I forgot to record it. Silly me. All right, now here we go. All right, I'll give you something to watch as I read now. She says nothing happened at first, but 2 days in my roommate's phones. 2 days in. My roommate's phone started blowing up. Of course, people thought it was her, so they were all getting all type of creepy messages. However, then several of our friends saw the photo and they knew immediately who it was, because we obviously looked nothing alike. I was mortified that people I knew had seen this. I did it on a dare and never wanted anyone to see it. Okay, then why did you do it? Number one. And number two, you should have been a lot more careful. I deleted it as fast as I could, but as you know, once it's out there, it's out there. Yep, the internet is forever. People were sharing it with each other, and basically my last term in school was spent being propositioned by dozens of guys a week. Nobody wanted to date me, they just wanted to do me. I naively fell for a couple of guys who I thought were cute and went out with each of them, but both of them on the first date thought that this was just going to be a hookup session, and I left both dates. Well, I thought they were going to be dates. Midway through and walked back to my room. I spent the rest of my time there avoiding everybody. It sucked, let me tell you. So, number one, I as crazy as this sounds, I do feel bad for her. This is not what she wanted. She didn't want to get propositioned. She didn't want every guy out there thinking of her as just an easy, good time. However, This is what you get for putting yourself out there on the internet, whether it's with an OnlyFans account, whether it's with something where you're just, posting a photo. There are plenty of subreddits here on Reddit that are NSFW, they're not safe for work. And you pick just about any word you can think of that goes with a gal, Whether pick any word you can think of that goes with a gal, whether it's cute, not safe for work, or young, not safe for work, and you'll find them. And so, when you do something like this, you get what you deserve. You're going to get what comes back at you. When you put yourself out there as, look, here is me with no clothing on. I am not shy. I'm not reserved. I have no qualms about me being open with my attitude. You're going to get guys that are assuming you're open with your attitude, and they're going to be a little bit too aggressive and a little bit too brash with you. And if that's not something you want, and you want to come across as being demure and reserved, guess what? You have to be demure and reserved. You can't put it all out there and then act shocked when people come back and give you a hard time for this. She continues on. I moved back home and went to work in a job I actually studied for and reconnected with a group of friends from high school. There was a guy in high school that liked me, and I really liked him, but neither of us bothered to admit this to each other until about a month before we graduated, to which he and I were going to be going to universities on different sides of the country, so what was the point? We stayed friends but lost touch while we were in school. He's graduated and moved back home to run his family business. I know he had just ended a long-term relationship, so I know he was single but probably not ready to date yet. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, sorry, I'll blow through that. So anyway, she said that he went on a date with him, and I just went ahead and bit the bullet and asked that if after all, geez, this woman cannot write to save her life. I just went ahead and bit the bullet and asked if after we all are released to go back out in the wild, if he would be interested in getting drinks with me. I made it very clear I meant just the two of us, not in a group setting. He said that he really liked me, but he was just getting out of a relationship, which I knew was true, and he wasn't looking to get involved so soon with anybody. I respected that and wasn't even mad or disappointed. I knew he wasn't lying, and it just made sense. A couple of days later, I was talking online with one of my friends and told her that I had asked him out, but he said he wasn't ready yet and that I was going to wait a few months and try again. My friend made a weird noise and kind of sighed. Yeah. I asked her what she wasn't telling me, and basically she said that everybody in our friends group had seen the photo. She immediately jumped in to say that she didn't judge me for the photo and nobody was holding it against me as a friend, but she knows for a fact this guy had made it very clear he would have zero interest in being with someone like me. If I were to say to you guys, I think this way, and I believe this way, and so on and so forth. Okay, fine. But if you see me doing something, like if I say let's say I'm a vegetarian or something or other, I only eat plants, and you see me digging into a thick steak, you're gonna call me out on that, and you're gonna say, hey man, you were all about this vegan lifestyle, and you had this on YouTube, and that's what's going on. Like, I don't trust you anymore. Well, when you want to come across as a normal, everyday American girl, I just finished uni and I'm looking for someone to date and so on and so forth, but you're putting risque photos of you online, guys are not going to believe that. They're going to say, look, if you're comfortable enough to show yourself to anyone on the internet, how am I going to believe that you're actually a shy, reserved, sweet person? Actions speak louder than words every time. She says, I didn't know whether to be mad, cry, or vomit. I was so upset, I never even asked how they saw the photo. I can only assume that there were one of 3 other people from my graduating high school class that went there, and they must have shared it. Yes, if you're at college with 3 high school friends, and one of them gets a hold of that photo, or both of them, it's going to get shared. Hey, look at, Tina from home ec, or from biology, or, from our high school graduating class. Here she is without her clothes on. Yeah, that's going to happen. Don't act surprised. Again, you put it out there on the web. The web is 7 billion people accessible. She said, I'm devastated beyond words. I have my dream job at the company I always wanted to work at, and now I feel like I need to move away and to get a clean break. But even then, I now feel like that damn photo will just follow me. I don't know what to do. There's a part of me that wants to give him a piece of my mind. Where does he go off saying someone like me? I haven't slept with anybody since the beginning of my senior year, and that was with a long-term boyfriend. I did not do the hookup scene in college, although now in retrospect, I might as well have, seeing as how that's what people think of me. I really liked him too. That's what sucks. I mean, I'll get over it obviously, but there's also a big part of me that wants to give him my side of the story and explain that it was a dare. Nobody was supposed to know who it was, and I'm certainly not a thirsty attention seeker. Should I just leave it be or lick my wounds? Here's the thing with I think people, women especially, do not understand something. Here's another, I'll put up another screenshot here behind it. It's from Rollo Tomasi. He says, in the future, it will be impossible for a woman to escape the digital footprint of their bad pasts. They collectively know this. Thus, it is necessary to socially condition men to believe their manhood is insecure if they hold any standards for women. Meaning, in other words, that if you give a woman a hard time about her past, then it's you being a bad actor, not her have been a bad actor by putting this stuff out there and you watching it and then judging her based upon that. Women and people, men that are doing bad things online and posting inappropriate things online, you have to understand something, that number one, when a man dates a woman, when he wants to fall in love with a woman, when he wants to have her as a long-term partner in his life, he wants what she brings to be special to him. He wants to feel like he is special. He wants to, women say, do something nice for me for Valentine's Day. Get me a special gift. Flowers out of nowhere or chocolates out of nowhere make me feel so good, and they make me feel special. Taking me out to a nice restaurant and us dressing up makes me feel special. It makes me feel better than all the other girls out there. It makes me feel like you love me. What does a guy require? Nothing. We don't have anything really I don't care about chocolates or flowers or Valentine's Day. I'm going to have to tape that up for next time. I don't care about chocolates or flowers or Valentine's Day or birthday gifts. Just what we want from a woman is her. But when she shared herself with many people, the value is not there for us. We don't feel special. When a woman shows herself on like these OnlyFans sites to many people, we don't feel like we're special, because she's basically saying, here is the most intimate, reserved, private part of what I have to offer you as a man. And I also showed it to society at large and charged them money to view it. You go from somebody that a guy really liked and really wanted to get to know and maybe he held high esteem for, to, oh, never mind, I'm not interested then. Because it's the same as if a man said, I'm never taking you to dinner. We can date and we can be together, but I'm never taking you to dinner. I'm not buying you flowers. I'm not buying you chocolates. I'm not buying presents. I'm not going to invest anything in our relationship. A woman would say, well, there's nothing here for me. Well, when a woman says, I'll give myself to you and I'll share myself with you, but yes, I've also shared it with 40 other or 50 other guys in college, and I've put video and pictures of some of those actions online. Is that cool with you? And a man says, no, because you're not bringing me anything special. You're bringing me something you've given to everyone else. The value's gone. And with the internet, back in my day, there were girls and guys that were very casual about dating and did inappropriate things. The thing of it is, it's stuck in that community. It's stuck in that small town. If there was one pub or one bar that we'd go to and you knew there were a couple of girls there, a couple of guys there that were pretty casual about their interactions with the opposite sex, then you kind of knew what was up. But if that person picked up their life and went 20 miles down the road and lived in a slightly different town or a different county or something, and started going to a different bar, they started their life from scratch in essence. It was all brand new. No one really knew them. When you put a picture online today, everybody sees you. If I say to you, hey, Mia Khalifa, a lot of you guys are going to, I think that's her name. I'm not a fan of hers or anything, but I was just trying to think of the name I can pick off the top of my head. I think it was Mia Khalifa. Anyway, if I say that name, a lot of you guys go, yeah, I know who that is. Or the one that President Trump was with, Stormy Daniels. If I say that name, you go, okay, yeah, I've heard of Stormy Daniels. Okay, well then, if you were in a grocery store shopping and you bumped into a very attractive 40-year-old woman and you struck up a great conversation. You decided to have dinner, and she said, "Oh, here's my number. Give me a call. I'm Stormy." You go, "Wow, what a unique name. I've never heard of a Stormy, but wait a minute. Wait a minute." And just like that, her past from 1980 is now forefront right in front of you. So, when things like this happen, you women and men, although way less men for photos and videos and raw kind of risque stuff. It's more for men saying something bad. Like if you post something on Twitter and you've said something derogatory about somebody, that can get out. Or if you say something bad about a company and later on comes to find out they offered you a job and they see that. That's more my point of that. But the internet's forever. And there is no more being able to change communities and go someplace else and kind of hide. So many things linked to so many other things that if you're going to do something, you almost need to make a new email, put in a new fake address, and hide half your face and make sure there's not an address posted on a building behind you, because people are going to look that stuff up. The internet is forever. So for this young lady, I have to say that I think her and many, many more like her are going to find out the internet's forever. It's going to be here. And men are either going to have to go one of two directions. They're going to have to say, you know what, I'm okay that she did all this. It's in her past. It's fine with me. It's no big deal. Joker, the way you think is very 1990. You're an old dude. Get over it. Women are just different today. They either have to take that mindset of it, or they have to take the mindset of, you know what, I'm not sure I can trust you. I don't know if what you've told me is the truth. I don't know. Because a lot of this stuff, you can't really dig up people, maybe with facial recognition software, but you're going to have to start believing that it's truth. And by the time you look at some of these accounts, whether it's the arrangement accounts that put college girls with men that are well-to-do and they have a hookup, or it's the OnlyFans, or it's, some of the stuff you see on Reddit where girls are anonymously. At some point you start saying, I think almost every girl's kind of done something inappropriate at some point or another. I'm not saying legitimate, but it starts making you wonder. Like every time you go out on a date, it used to be, is she nice? Is she sweet? Is she going to treat me well? Now, so many of the times you have to say, does she have a lot of bad actions and baggage from her past? And that worries me, and it worries a lot of men. And the only way to be sure about it is to not date or to stay out of the market. And when a woman does bring this, I'd rather have a woman tell me the truth than to lie to me. At least then I would know, I'd have the ability to assess the situation honestly, because nothing's worse than lying. But to be quite frank, I can't see how a lot of them, if they really met a guy they really, really like, and they're hoping to have a future, and they know he's a little more reserved and conservative, do you think they're going to tell you the truth about doing this stuff? No way. They're going to try to bury it in their past and hope that he never finds out. The internet's forever. It really is. Guys, if you'd like to support my work, links are below. As always, if you have directly, thank you. And if you'd like to like, comment, share, and subscribe, that is always the best way to help me, and go check out some of my older videos. Guys, I'll leave it there. This is Better Bachelor. I'm Joker. And remember, the internet's forever. If you put it out there, don't be surprised when people actually see it.